I'm watching the horror movie from 1981 called Deadly Blessing with Sharon Stone and a number of people, Ernest Borgnine, things like that. So there are Hittites in this movie, okay? The big takeaway is they're related to the Canaanites, but there's more to it. And you can read some of the words on the screen if you want, or you could knock out your own searches. What I also want to mention is you got a lot of folks with a great deal of melanin in their skin talking about black folk. And in some ways they've been misled, some ways have been sold propaganda, but other aspects of it do track. So down here, where I'm highlighting, mind you, it's going to say Canaanites. Canaanites is a general term for the various groups of people who lived in the land of Canaan before the Israelite conquest. In other words, you skip down one, descendants of Canaan. In the biblical narrative, Canaanites were descendants of Canaan, Noah's grandson, through Ham. Ham has to do with the blacker skin. Think about it. There's something to it. There's more to it, mind you. And Noah had more sons. And we all live under the same fucking, 12 houses. And people are being misled and polarized and blah, 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 blah. What the fuck do I know? Case in point, even though these are superficial Google searches, there's a lot more to this. Point is you can still riff off of some of this and work with it using the shitty tools at our disposal as breadcrumbs. Then you gotta skim away the fat. As this states, the Amorites, and pardon me, I'm eating hazelnuts. The Amorites hailed from western Mesopotamia, modern-day Syria, and are considered indigenous to the region and possibly Arabia. Ancient Egyptian monuments depict them with light skin, which is, different from Ham. In other words, they'd be closer to, if I'm not mistaken, the lineage of Japheth. Keep in mind, these are just two of Noah's sons, and he had three of them. Yeah? What else does it say? It says, but they were a diverse Semitic people who settled across a wide area, including Babylonia and Canaan. And their skin tone likely varied, which some people do bring up. But there's also a lot of propaganda online where they say they were not light-skinned, blah, 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 blah. Because they want it to be exclusively one color. Because they're polarizing people based on propaganda. By and large, superficial propaganda. By and large, relatively new in the scheme of things, nonsense. Still eating hazelnuts. And don't forget, Google's a tool of propaganda. We're using the DARPA internet. The point is you need to look up the oldest possible sources you could get your hands on and compare and contrast. And you still have to wonder if that person, was compromised. It's shiesty based on what's survived. Now, this is another one of the peoples involved. And I can't say it right, but the Jebusites or whatever were a Canaanite tribe that hailed from the hill country in the ancient Near East, specifically inhabiting the city known as Jebus, the Jebus, which later became Jerusalem. Historical and biblical texts place them firmly in this region prior to the Israelite conquest. Regarding their skin color, there is no specific description of the Jebusites' appearance in historical or biblical texts. So that one's a toss-up. And it's kind of like that to toss up, especially with all these people polarizing folks. However, based on general knowledge of the population of the ancient Near East and Canaan at the time, Middle to Late Bronze Age, they would have likely had a brown or olive complexion. I also love that somebody left online a while back, we're all different shades of brown. And it's a nice way to look at it, in my humble opinion. Because we're all made from clay, so to speak. We all come from the earth. We all have a heart beating beneath our chests. Flesh and blood, motherfucker, with a light within. And when you start waxing poetic about skin color and all that other garbage, you get further away from doing the right thing. Every single time you whine about shit like that. Every single fucking time. But people haven't figured that out because they're superficial as they come. Either way, I'll knock out one more, I think. And then I'll wrap this up and probably leave it online. Not sure how we pronounce the V's here necessarily. Who knows? Maybe it's Hivites, maybe it's not. Just the same, the Hivites were one of the indigenous Canaanite peoples, pardon me. That's important to appreciate that there were more than one, not just the lineage of Ham, who resided in the land of Canaan, primarily in the northern regions near Mount Hermon in Lebanon, and in the central hill country around cities like Jebion and Shishimshim. I don't know how you say it. The biblical texts do not explicitly mention the Hivites' skin color, but historical and archaeological information about ancient Near Eastern populations suggests they likely had an olive or light brown complexion, typical of people in the region. And you guys can dig deeper if you want with this. And I was going to record a separate video and splice it in before all of this, but as long as I don't fuck this up, which I might do. Ooh, it's so slow. Why is it doing that? Oh yeah, I forgot because we're using, well, I gotta go back one more. Using the DARPA internet and 5G, and I hit the wrong button. Go back. Is it this one? Amorites. No, I think I'm still one off. Trying not to fuck it up, but yeah, I gotta go back another one. I thought. God damn it. No, that's Amorites still. This one. I think. And then I think I have to do this. Maybe I'm wrong. Is it down here? I took a screenshot just in case. Oh, I went back too many, I think. Because now I'm back to what I was looking at earlier with Hittites and Hutterites and the difference between the two. 1 second, I'll fix it. Can't blame the DARPA internet because I clicked back too many fucking times. So good thing I took a screenshot. So what we're focused on is the bottommost jazz, which I didn't read earlier, at least not out loud. Biblical inhabitants. The term Canaanites was used to describe the indigenous inhabitants of the land, which also included other groups like the Amorites, the Jebusites, and the Hivites. How do you pronounce it? Not just what we addressed prior to all that jazz. But you don't hear all of this come up, and people certainly don't want to consider other angles at play. Because they want to push an agenda, because they have a dog in the race, and once again, they are as superficial as they come. They could change this fact and do the right thing, but most people don't want to do that, and or they don't realize that they're doing the wrong thing in the first place. The last thing I want to mention. I dish up things and give you guys shit pretty much every single day. Most people do not watch the videos, and it is absolutely, undeniably discouraging. What I leave online is not circulated on YouTube, on Instagram, and I don't know if that applies to TikTok. The numbers drastically have gone down now that I'm on my 4th TikTok account. And typically speaking, humans do not interact, so it begs some questions. All the same, it's a kick in my pants. And I do this every single day to try to help others, and people don't seem to fucking care because it does involve a little bit of, you putting in some legwork and doing the right thing. Not just kicking back with entertainment and clicking repost. Think about it.